Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Software Inc. So when we left off, I decided that I was going to build a little office space. I was going to go ahead and rent this plot, but it's really very thin. I thought these two were combined. I didn't see that road in between. But I want it to be close to some of our parking. So the ideal space would maybe be like getting rid of this parking and building an office here, but I thought we could probably buy this one and start building on this because we have a lot of parks around here. So let's go ahead and start building on this plot of land and destroy all these trees like we do. But I'm gonna go ahead and skip over to the speed build part. Hello from the future. Welcome to our support and marketing team speed build. And like any good building, we start off with a solid square across the entire foundation. We want to cut all the trees down before we get distracted by their beauty and think about wanting to preserve wildlife even in urban communities. So we're gonna go ahead and build our first floor. I really wanted to utilize the garden and kind of patio space. That's not something we've really done in this gameplay yet. And I thought it would be a nice addition to see our people actually outside and outdoors. I would love to have an outdoor eating area at my work, so especially in these summer days, I can go out, enjoy some shade, you know, eat outside instead of eating in our nasty little tiny break room. Is so small and disgusting and it makes me want to puke up my lunch. So yeah, I also wanted to build a second floor to this as well. So we went ahead and created some outdoor pillars so we can build our second story. This one is going to be pretty much the entire length, but we're gonna get a little bit fancy and we're gonna get a little bit crazy, and look at that. Ooh, we added a little lip to the edge to kind of diversify it, right? It looks like a building's on top of another building, but it's a little bit funky, right? It's not your traditional square building. I decided to try and go ahead and mess with the roofs for this building, but the more I played with it, the more I absolutely hated it. What is that tile for it? Awful. I can't tell what adjusting the height or any of that stuff does, and also it's giving me a cottagey feel. And really, in a city environment, you aren't going to be having a little cottage in the middle of downtown. No, thank you. You can round the edges and make it look like a barn. Do I look like Joanna Gaines? I think not. You know, farmhouse chic is not it, and it hasn't been, even when it was popular. Anyways, so I decided to just go for like the rooftop kind of outdoor patio thing like we have literally everywhere else on the flat outdoor surfaces in this building. But this is when we get really crazy. That's right. I am going for a bold color, and not only a bold color, but like a burgundy red. I know, this is crazy. It's looking fresh, it's looking modern, and more importantly, it's giving us that touch of happiness, which our other builds are definitely lacking. I'm gonna go ahead here and kind of design it. I decided to go for the vertical wallpaper at first, but I was like, sis, you gotta tone it back. You already got red exterior walls. You do not need or vertical striped wallpaper inside there too. Okay, like tone it down, please, for the rest of us. But we are gonna go ahead and do like this sandstone kind of taupey khaki color for the downstairs in the patio. It just makes that burgundy like pop even more, right? It lets us appreciate the pop of color even more when it's not a whole red building, right? So here I'm gonna go ahead and do my usual interior door framing, exterior door framing, which is just finding half of the room width, dividing that in half, and then creating a 2x2 or a 4x, or creating a two block or a 4 block, depending on how many doors you want, kind of like nook in with, and this is very important, diagonal walls. Yes, that's right. Instead of doing a square walk-in entrance, we do diagonal walls because we're very fancy. Anyways, so the front door is all set. I'm trying to figure out, do we want a white or a black trim for all of our like window casing, window sills, and our door casings and all that kind of stuff. So we're gonna go with black. Just because we have the black crown molding on the interior walls, which are white, we want to tie it all in, right? We want it to be very cohesive. I went ahead and decided to put down our patio door with not really any idea about the layout for the rest of the building. But I know I really wanted to use this outdoor canteen space, just because I said we don't really have that in any of our buildings. They're pretty tight together. We do have that one outdoor space by the game building, but it never gets utilized. So I want us to actually utilize outdoor space. And I also really like the idea of this kind of like bar, like window, like to-go window, where our employees could sit, and you guys have to use your imagination here, okay? They sit there, they order food from the kitchen, and then the kitchen brings out their food, puts it on those tables out there, right? Like bar style, and then they go sit out on the patio. Is that the mechanics of the game? Not at all. No, it's not. But like I said, we can use our imagination and imagine that that's, what's going on. I like that idea. It's very modern. I tried to add some money trees. I couldn't place it on that grass. I was like, whatever, we're gonna add some lights. I was thinking about doing red lights, but it was giving Sith Lord, and I didn't want people to fear for their lives coming to work. So I decided to go for a pink. Okay, it's still in like the burgundy family. However, we aren't afraid of the third sister coming out of nowhere to, Anakin Skywalker, our children. Okay, I think that's a fair feeling to not feel at work. So in the reference photo, we have windows, like walls of windows up this building. And it's really gorgeous. It lets in lots of natural light, and I really liked that. So I went ahead and placed some windows to kind of get an idea of like where everything should be, all that kind of stuff. Right now we're just kind of like roughing in the building. We're gonna look at the width of the room, and then we're gonna figure out how many rooms we could fit. Do we want to do an 8 by 8 by 8? Do we want to be a 12 by 12? There's lots of possibilities. Obviously, you don't want your rooms to be too big, because then you get that complaint like, your rooms are too big, and I'm like, I don't care. These are computer people. But yeah, I decided to go for the 3 8 offices. 3 8 by 8 offices. Yes, there we go. And that fills it up pretty nicely. We went ahead, we gave them the biggest elevator in this one and stairs. Our fire inspector would be very impressed. Okay, let me tell you what. And then from here, I was like, okay, we need bathrooms on this floor, because if I get bathroom notifications still, I'm gonna completely freak out. I will cry to myself, but there will be tears, so we can't have that. So I decided to add some bathrooms there. And I was like, do we do the small little closet toilets like we have been doing, or do we give them an actual bathroom? And I'm thinking, because I still want an indoor space, especially for, nobody wants to eat outside in December. We could add a little kind of canteen area there. And I know what you guys are thinking. You're like, okay, so the canteen literally has the bathrooms in there. Like, you're eating food and then you're having people come out of the bathrooms in that same office space. Listen, it's fine. Okay, you don't know. We have top quality ventilation at our office, okay? They aren't gonna notice it. They're all gonna wash their hands, because they're all respectful people, okay? And don't think about it. But we needed bathrooms somewhere, and I didn't know where else to put them. So I went ahead and started copying that like all windowed bottom floor. I thought it looked really cool, and I really liked separating out the tall windows by 2x2 sections. Gives it more of an industrial modern feel, which I really enjoy. And I think it just looks really, really nice. And it's going to be an easy pattern that we can carry up and kind of give this unity to the room, to the building. Because right now with the two different colors and everything off kilter, like it goes together, but it doesn't really go together. So if we can tie it in with the same window pattern, I think that'll just make a more cohesive look. I'm going to go ahead here and start designing the offices. I'm trying to figure out which way do I want them to go? What color do I want? Are we doing another red office building? I'm getting real adventurous, okay? Really adventurous with the colors here. I know our support and marketing team had it green, I believe, in their last building, but since we have the burgundy walls, I was like, maybe we'll give them the red. We'll give them the red office. And then, yeah, I decided that this 9-person per office was gonna be real nice. but I messed up the way that they were facing. See, I couldn't place the chairs, so I have to move them around. And then I was looking at it and I was like, what the heck, dude? Like, I want them all to be facing forward, looking out into the beautiful cityscape while they're working. And because I feel like it's kind of creepy if you're just like working and you look out onto the patio and you can see that support team 1B is over here having lunch out on the patio while you're indoors and you're just watching them eat, and it makes you sick to your stomach. So I decided to have them look out at the actual city, And then a nice thing about having all the rooms being 8x8 is once I get this first office built, we'll be able to just copy it. You know what I mean? We can just copy it from one room to the other, and it'll be really nice. Even though there will be plenty of sunlight, I decided to go ahead and put in some lights anyways. We're having very green foliage kind of rooms. We want these rooms to be really gorgeous, especially considering they are the exact same everywhere that you go. So yeah, go ahead, slap some doors in. I'm trying to get the spacing right on this because obviously, you know, the room sizes might be the same, but we have to place the doors in different spots, so that way it makes a little bit more sense. Imagine your office just backs up into the canteen, and like while you're working, you can hear people having lunch on the other side of your wall. Does not sound pleasant. From here, I'm just kind of like examining. I'm like, all right, this patio space is cool. I like the patio space, but I would actually like to have some nice green foliage out here too, because I wanted to place those plants, but we couldn't. I'm gonna go ahead and flush out the bathrooms. Flush out the bathrooms, get those all situated. You know, I think our employees will enjoy not going to the bathroom with their knees in their chest, because they're in these little water closets of a bathroom. So, you know, we're gonna treat our team very well. So I am gonna go ahead and just copy that 8x8, and I was like, whoa, bro, did I do that wrong? Why is there an extra space? Okay, I did do it wrong. Let's go ahead and have them start here. We're doing an 8x8. Right, this top floor has a lot more space, and I didn't really want to waste any space. So here I am just trying to add this end room, maybe turn one of them into like a hallway or lounge area. But that wasn't working, so I was like, okay, let's just scrap this. We'll have the hallway be in the center. We'll have 2 8x8s here. And then we'll have some 8x8s running along the wall. Oh my god, that's gonna be a 10, but this is an 8. What the heck is going on? So I'm just trying to do the math, trying to reconfigure. It's like, do I want the offices on the end? Do we want some in the middle? How many offices do we realistically need? And I was like, heck it, let's just go for it. If you're ever struggling in Software Inc. of getting these builds done, you know, my best advice is like, just don't think about it too much. Because at the end of the day, it's not like anything you're doing is permanent. If you find that something doesn't work well, you can change it later on. You know, you probably will have to change it later on because people will be like, I can't find a bathroom, or I'm working till 3 a.m. and I don't like it. You know, all that kind of stuff. You know, you might end up firing a whole entire team because they're supposed to be doing first-person shooter games and they are staying way past their bedtime and working all night, and then complaining about working all night even though you told them not to work all night. Anyways, so yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and continue to work on this window pattern throughout. Like I said, I think this adds a lot of nice natural light. I would love to work in an office that had this much natural light. I just feel like it's not necessarily the happiest thing that ever happened in your life, but it definitely makes your workday go by a lot smoother when you can actually see what time of day it is. You can absorb a little natural vitamin D, you know? Keeps your endorphins high or something, I don't know. And then I decided to add more bathrooms up here in kind of this loose space, but this is going to be our traditional bathroom style that we have been doing, where it's just 3, like the little pocket cubby bathrooms. I'm going ahead and adding our offices here. These ones are actually going to look outwards and enjoy the sunlight where they can, since the window layout is a little bit different for this building. And then, yeah, of course, placing the doors, making sure that the doors are not just opening on right onto somebody's desk, but hopefully a little bit into the hallway. And yeah, so those are all set up. And that's the other thing. If you're doing a speed build and you're feeling like stuck, just start doing some detail work, and then the rest will all come together. You know what I mean? Get the stuff down that you know that you want in there, and then you can just by letting your brain breathe, it can figure out the rest of it. So I wanted these rooms, since they were kind of like oblong and weird. I didn't really feel like we could get that many desks in there. It was kind of a weird space, so I decided to go ahead and add some massive meeting rooms. I'm assuming that these rooms are going to be massive. These teams are going to be massive just because, you know, we're having a lot of desks, a lot of rooms, whatever. I don't want to do math right now. You get the gist, right? These are going to be big teams. So we needed big office rooms. And then I started getting really frustrated because they weren't sitting centered perfectly. And I was like, can't I just have a building full of perfect symmetry? Is that too much to ask for my feeble little lizard brain? Okay, I don't think so. All I want is for everything to fit. So you know what I did? I just decreased the room size. Guys, it's not a big deal. It's fine. It added an extra bathroom to the floor, which I think we'll definitely need, considering we only have like 4 downstairs. Now this makes it 8, so that's like 12 bathrooms for these massive teams. Hopefully we don't get the complaint about it, but we'll see. And then of course, since we now have an even number of bathrooms, I have to change around the doors so that way they look like double doors, but they actually enter into separate bathrooms. It just looks nice, and it just looks neat and great, and I love it. Here we're gonna go ahead and put in our bathrooms. One thing about these bathrooms is they don't have any of the light that I like to put in the bathrooms, you know? So if the lights are burned out while you're in there, you're just like literally in a dark closet, going to the bathroom. It's just a little bit scary. Hopefully we have good maintenance. They wouldn't let the lights burn out in the bathrooms. Come on now, that's not gonna happen. And then I decided to add some green plants and some TVs. And then I was kind of left with this giant open square here in the center. And I'm like, you know what, we don't have a lounge room. Let's go ahead and make a lounge room. We'll fill it up with some nice couches, right? We'll give them some water coolers, very fancy, some TVs. I don't know what the TVs show in this. Hopefully cartoons. And then some like coffee makers, and then also an extra like snack machine, in case they just want a little snack, some clocks, so that way they can be like, okay, I took my 15-minute break 45 minutes ago, I should probably get back to work. And look at this, guys, we got some rugs. That's how you know I'm really feeling fancy. We put down some rugs. Yeah, and then adding some lights, because this room is literally so dark, because it's so massive and right in the middle of the room, so it's like there are no windows from anywhere. So yeah, just kind of spacing out some lights, and I was like, this place looks so creepy at night. I'm so happy we don't have any nighttime workers. And then the stairs always creep me out because there isn't really any like boundary to them. You know what I mean? They're just like, just an open pit into the floor below. It's really creepy. I wish that they had like kind of like handrails or something. That would make me feel a little bit safer. Not that I'm ever going to be climbing up those stairs, but you guys know what I mean. I wanted to be sure to add the elevator, and then I was like, I messed up the elevators again. You have to have that space in between, but they aren't going to be able to use the elevator if the door's right up on its grills, so let's go ahead and scoot this back one. Yeah, elevators, bane of my existence, but I love them because it's just, you don't have to clean the stairs. I don't know about you guys, but I would hate to clean the stairs. So yeah, now we have our staircase. Instead of 2 going up, we have 1 going down and 1 going up to give us access to the basement where the gas broiler is, because I wanted them to have their own separate like AC and gas and heat and all that kind of stuff. I decided to add a doorway over here and actually fill out this canteen room with some extra fridges and serving platters and all that kind of stuff, because yeah, I decided to add some chairs to the bar area instead of putting the serving platters there. I just thought it looked nicer. Making sure every single room has some light. Look at this, a nice rug when you walk in the door. Okay, we got nice commodities here. Okay, don't let anybody tell you our company does not provide some fancy stuff like a rug to their employees. Do we offer them retirement benefits? No, but we do got fancy rug, okay? And then on this other side, we're just adding some fridges and a couple more vending machines. So if we do run out of food that's being cooked, they can always just grab themselves, like bring their own lunches or whatever. And then I wanted to add this AC unit, and I was like, okay, I don't want to build a second floor or a third floor. Can I turn one of these bathrooms into a sneaky little like utility closet and nobody will be the wiser? But that didn't end up working, so I did have to go ahead and add it to the roof. So I'm deleting all of that security blanket, security walling, and then just try to figure out where everything goes. We pretty much go with the same thing we have on our Tokyo build right now, which is just like a little box up at the top with our name and then like an air conditioning unit on it. I didn't really line this up with the center of the doorway. Oh no! Oh my god, guys, I did. I lined it up. It's centered with the front entrance. Not that that's the center of the building, but it's like right above the entrance. So you know, pretty good. Go ahead, re-put on the ceiling, our fake ceiling roofing thing. We have the air conditioner unit. Everything is set and ready to go. Add a utility light. I was like, can we put wind turbines on our ceiling? No, we couldn't. Go ahead and put our logo on there for the building, so that way they know that we're such a huge building we had to expand onto a second plot, which we haven't done yet. And then just making sure that there's light and buying all the auto temperatures for everything. I think we have a pretty decent build. Kind of went a little bit crazy, but I got the idea of this building from just a Google search, so we'll give it a go. Let's go ahead and look at our employees, or look at our teams, and let's first move over our marketing team. So our marketing team right now is 15, so let's go ahead and put them in this. Everything here on the right hand side we're gonna assign to marketing, and so that is going to be 54. Oh my god. Yeah, that's gonna be a little, I think that'll be enough. So let's go to HR. We'll do 53 marketing. Perfect. Okay, and then for our support team, we're gonna put them in here. I think we're gonna just keep the employees over, like our law team, over in the R&D for now, at least. I mean, if we have to move them over, we can, but we kind of want that to be a skyscraper, right? Like max it out. 45 for this one. So manage staff, support, HR management, 44. And let's make sure to come over. Where am I? I'm lost. Okay, there we go. Let's go ahead in here and make sure to unassign all of this. So now this whole entire building is just for the core team so far, but that's okay. So I think that is gonna go ahead and get us plenty. We'll be able to actually keep up with this stuff now, which is amazing. The last thing I wanna do is just make sure to assign both of our meeting rooms here. Limit room usage to a meeting, and then the other last thing we have to do is hire 2 more cooks. So let's do a cook here. Let's hire 2 more cooks at 8 and 2 more cooks at 1. So I think that'll be able to hopefully feed everybody. So then all of these are gonna go away like crazy, but until then, let's go ahead and assign law and core to this one, bump it all the way up, Is this the one that we're missing? It must be for some invisible one that we don't see. Oh, and look at this, our simulation, our lead designer gauntlet. They are actually getting things done and we'll be able to restore that. Research is doing well, porting is doing okay, and then we're just updating Call of War. So last episode we expanded our garage. This episode we did a speed build for our support and marketing building, which looks pretty good. Just kidding. It's not the most crazy idea, but it's definitely a horizontal spread. I could see potentially another floor, especially if we want to get our law team over here. But for now, I like it. I like the fence for the roof. I like the red with this color. They have like an outdoor patio area to eat. Let's limit room usage to a canteen, and then limit room usage also to a canteen. And then this is going to be a lounge, but we don't have to assign that because I don't want to block anybody out of where they need to be. The only thing I am worried about this build is not enough bathrooms, but I think I am going to go ahead and leave this part here. So thank you so much for joining me on this speed build episode. It seems like you guys really enjoyed the speed builds, well, at least the first one that I did. So if you guys want to see more speed building content, I would love to start uploading this stuff to the Steam community, or maybe getting some inspiration from you guys about what kind of buildings we're missing from that place. So yeah, please leave a comment down below letting me know what you think about speed builds versus the regular Let's Play content. Also, if you want to check out my other social media, including my sticker shop, my TikTok, or my Patreon, that's going to be linked down below. My Patreon is $3 a month, where you can get your name at the end credits. If you're wanting some other tiers, absolutely let me know. I am open to your guys' opinions. And if you want to support me for free, you can absolutely do that by commenting, liking, sharing my video, and subscribing to my channel. All of that stuff helps the YouTube algorithm push my content in front of more people's eyes, which helps my channel grow. So thank you so much for your support, and until I see you guys again, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye-bye.